film director of our Children's Trust, who has created award-winning short films about some amazing young climate activists. Christi, can you tell us how you got started?
So basically, at the time the project started, I was an MFA student at Montana State University here in Bozeman, getting my MFA in Science and Natural History Filmmaking.
Uh-huh.
And Kelly Matheson, who is the program director for Witness, also graduated from this program. And so she came back to the program to talk with some of the graduate students to see if any of us would be interested in working on this project. And as soon as I heard about it, I knew that this was exactly what I wanted to work on.
Oh, okay. So you were getting an MFA in film?
Yeah.
But you said you were a scientist before, right?
Yes, I have a PhD in neuroscience.
But now your concentration is on this specifically?
Yeah, my concentration now is on film. I have been trying to combine my background and talents and years that I put into research and into science communication. I've been trying to combine it with storytelling and film.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And environmentalism is your particular interest?
I would say, well, it's definitely one of them. I would say social justice, human rights issues, and probably issues that pertain more to environmental issues.
Okay. So what about your interest in young people, and what role do you think that young people could play in sustainability?
Well, I myself am a mother. I have a 12-year-old daughter. I feel very strongly that children and youth see the world in a really different way than I think most adults do. They're not, they don't have the political blinders on. They see things much more black and white and much more clearly. And I think that today's youth is really standing up and speaking out about environmental injustices, one of them being climate change. I think that because youth can't vote, they often are not included in discussions. They're not included in topics and not allowed to be part of the decision-making process. But I think that in particular, when we're talking about climate change issues and environmental issues, this is the world that we're leaving to them. And they have the most to lose, or they have the most to gain based on how we make decisions today.
Yeah. So
for me, the voice of the youth and their involvement in the stories that they have to share, I think is extremely relevant for today.
What do you hope to accomplish with the film series?
We really hope to bring, I think our main goal, if we really could have one goal, it would be for our government to implement climate recovery plans so that we can move forward on climate change recovery. We really want the president and his administration to act now on reducing our carbon emissions. But we also want the films to speak to communities and to engage grassroots organizations and to, to highlight the stories of what each and every one of us are facing around the world, whether we're in Alaska or Iowa or New Mexico, Colorado, Pennsylvania. Doesn't matter where we are in the U.S., we are being impacted by climate change to varying degrees. And I think that the message that these films brings is that we can do something about it, and the youth voice is powerful, but we need to act on it. We need our decision makers, and we need our government, and we need our president to stand up to the plate and protect the future for our kids.
And as individuals, what one or two things would you ask us to do?
Write to your decision makers. Share these stories within your community with your friends and family, and ask them to share the stories even further. Support the youth in their petition and quest for climate recovery,